welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 187, Shame. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jason.
How's it going?
I'm doing good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good.
How about you?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
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 It's not terribly uncomfortable in here for the first time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, your air is working.
Yes, it is. Well, even when I got a new air conditioner yesterday, folks, and it is fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
It broke last week, in the middle of the week, and I was spent the last 5 days in here suffering. But even when that old air conditioner was working, it was still not so great in this room where we do the show.
Yeah.
It's not too bad in here.
It seems cooler than normal for like the last few weeks at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like 90 today outside, which is awful.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like the summer, folks.
No.
Shame!
There's no shame in not liking the summer. We're not outdoorsy folk.
No, we're not. I mean, genetically, I'm probably more, predisposed to be an outdoorsy folk.
Right.
But I'm also fat and lazy. And asthmatic. So all of that kind of works against each other.
And I like riding my bike.
Right.
But I might get one of those stationary bikes so I can, stay in the
Stay
air
fit.
conditioning.
Yeah.
Maybe watch some movies while I'm doing it.
You know what you do is you get one of those big circular fans.
Oh, yeah.
Set it right in front of you as you're doing the stationary bike. So it feels like the wind is blowing in your face. That way you get the simulation of being outside.
It's harder to ride into the wind, though, so maybe I'll put it at my back.
Okay.
So I'll feel more like I'm, really...
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're not riding into the wind. It's you're... By just force of movement, the air is going to be rushing towards you.
Right.
So, put it on, the low setting.
Okay.
I'm not saying, gale force.
Right. Yeah. I went to high school with Gale Force. I think he still owes me some money.
I think he's a supervillain now.
It sounds like he could be. Seriously, from the 50s, a DC villain. Gale Force became the Wind Captain.
So he's a Flash rogue.
Yeah, he sounds like it, right? Yeah, he rides around with Mirror Master.
Oh, I hope Joe listens to this episode eventually, because that was just for him.
Our friend Joe likes the Flash.
He does love the Flash. He and we host a little podcast called League Night, which is ending this very week.
Oh, thank God.
But we started a new one to replace it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. What a great idea. The world doesn't need to be without your guys' voices.
The same could be said for everything that I am involved with.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the League Night podcast was all about the Justice League. And since we're done with that, we're moving on to, just watching whatever TV. Full seasons or whatever.
Okay.
And so we recorded the first episode of that already, and one of the very first things I declared is that there will be minimal Flash talk.
Minimal Flash talk.
Minimal Flash talk. That doesn't mean that it's going away.
Yeah.
Because it's Joe G.
It's just personality.
Yeah. The Flash is pretty much always going to come up somehow.
Right.
So even though we're not watching anything related whatsoever to the Flash, there'll be Flash talk.
Well, that's good.
But just less than normal.
Like a bare minimum.
Yeah.
Well, it makes more sense. I mean, unless you guys are watching, of course, the Flash TV series.
Right. Which is probably always an option, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do that too.
So are you guys, I don't know if you want to spoil it, but are you doing, just, one season of a show and then another season of a different show?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
We haven't entirely figured that out. There was even the possibility of watching more than one show at a time.
Whoa.
Just alternating weeks, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm kind of down for watching a full series of a show and then moving on.
Yeah.
Especially since we're doing it weekly. I forget a lot of things. I absorb a lot of outside stuff. I need to remain focused on that.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Do a season, then move on.
Right. Well, series.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a whole series?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
This is all off-air discussion where you shouldn't even be involved.
I'm not going to vote for a whole season. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I'm not part of this.
Yeah. You're not cool enough to be a part of it.
No.
That's why you're here.
At the Second Rate Podcast.
Yes. Oh, but it's always number one in my heart.
Oh,
Because it was the first. It's our little baby boy.
it is.
It is almost 200 episodes old.
Growing up so quick.
It is. So yes, Shame.
Shame.
Directed
You're all
by Steve McQueen,
Mm-hmm.
but not the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, not the one I... Because I was surprised because when the credits rolled at the end, I didn't notice the director at the beginning.
Right. I don't think it even said at the beginning. I can't
Well,
remember.
that's probably why I didn't know. But it said, filmed by Steve McQueen. Then,
Right.
And, the first thing I thought was, man, that guy's got to be really old. I had no idea that he was actually deceased
Oh yeah,
until you mentioned it.
he's really deceased.
Yeah.
At least 30 years.
And 3 decades
Yes.
deceased. Oh, yeah, I was trying to do the math. I was like, man, he'd probably be 90? Or 200?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably closer to 90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, that's pretty dark for a 90-year-old. Spoiler.
Yeah. Hey, Clint Eastwood is almost 90. He's still, kicking away and making movies. You know.
Yeah.
Some of those are pretty dark.
But then they have, there's a little bit more hopefulness in his work, right?
I don't know.
I haven't watched Gran Torino or anything.
I haven't seen that either. But some of his work is pretty dark. Yeah, can be anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah, this is a completely different Steve McQueen.
yeah.
This is a British gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
and the other Steve McQueen was decidedly not.
Yeah.
The star of the gutter trash disappointment Bullet.
Yeah. That was.
Yes. Oh, Bullet.
We had such high hopes for you.
Still more exciting than this movie turned out to be.
Whoa. Spoiler. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This was the most pointless movie I think we've watched ever.
Really?
Yes.
No.
There was...
Goliath?
That was just boring and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
This one was boring and pointless.
Well, they had, morals or messages they were trying to pass on.
Were they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did it? This one?
I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it worked.
All right.
But I think they were trying to pass on some messages.
Yeah. I don't think they were.
Yeah. Oh, really? You don't?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I thought it was trying to say something about, the importance of family and that sort of connection and paying attention and to those that are in your life that might need some sort of crutch or basically all the lyrics to Lean on Me.
All right.
But I mean, yeah, it was not good.
No, not at all. Yeah, for a movie that is mostly just about fucking, I fell asleep 3 times.
Really? Okay.
Including during the giant orgy scene towards the end. Spoiler. Honestly, I just had a hard time staying awake that entire, what was that, 20 minutes? 30 minutes?
The
scene?
orgy scene?
Yeah. Because that's the other thing about this movie. Every scene goes on for fucking ever.
Yeah, and they sort of foreshadowed it. The very first thing you see is just, Michael Fassbender laying in bed
Right.
for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
A still camera shot. No dialogue, no cutaways.
Yep.
Just him laying in bed for 5 minutes. And I I was like, wow, that's a really interesting way to open a movie. They have this slow build, okay, and now we're in that movie.
Right.
And I thought, I had no idea that they were going to do that 40 other times
Oh, yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah, there are just really long scenes that ultimately don't serve any purpose.
Right.
And it is one scene after another.
Yeah.
It's, man, this movie was acclaimed, I think.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it until last week.
Okay. Well, wow, how did you hear of it?
I IMDb'd Michael Fassbender.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, Prometheus had him in there.
No spoilers.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything about it.
All right.
I was just like,
I mean, it's already ruined for me.
Oh.
But please do not ruin it further.
no, I just,
Yes, he
Like-
is in that movie.
I was largely unfamiliar with his other work, and I was like, I'd like to see something else.
X-Men
now.
First Class.
Yeah. Well,
Inglourious Bastards.
not completely unfamiliar, just
Right.
largely
Right.
unfamiliar.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we could have watched X-Men First Class twice.
Yeah.
And I would have been so much more on board.
Yeah. Yeah. The movie's it's about Michael Fassbender, and he's kind of a sex addict.
Yep. And, yep, that's it.
Yep, that's the movie.
Pretty much. He's got a sister who is something.
She's
She's a person who is in his life.
she's a singer, traveling singer, on
Yeah,
tour.
something like that.
And
And then we see her sing an entire song
yeah,
at the slowest rate possible.
yeah. She sings New York, New York.
Yeah.
Um,
Incredibly slowly.
yeah,
It is
sloth style.
It is a very, very slow, melodic version of that song.
It's pretty.
No.
I thought it was
She, I don't know if Carey Mulligan is the actress. I don't know if she was doing her own singing or if they dubbed someone in. But either way, I did not like it.
Well, you didn't like it because you don't like watching people sing.
No, but on top of that, she was not a good singer.
Okay.
I know when people are good singers. I may not like watching them sing, but
Right.
I can tell when they are good. Whoever was singing that was also not good, on top of the fact that someone was singing on camera
Yeah.
for 37 minutes.
Yeah, see, that was another one of those examples where, like, for some reason it seems like Steve McQueen really wants us to get into the, like, to really feel like we're there or we are that character.
Right.
So, like, there's at least a dozen scenes in this movie that, the camera just stays on them while they're doing something that you don't really need to see to progress the story.
Exactly.
But it, like, maybe in his mind, he's trying to say, like, he's trying to really get you to feel like you're there.
Right. Especially there was a scene, like, towards the end, where Fassbender is running home, and, because he feels that something terrible has happened, and so he's on the subway, and he runs home, and we see him jog the entire block and a half to get to his building, and then wait for his elevator, and then ride the elevator up to his apartment.
Right. And you're in there the entire way.
Yep.
Nothing happens. There's no dialogue.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
And yeah, if we were in that situation where, it's like, oh my god, something terrible is happening, I have to, ride this elevator. Well, you wouldn't ride the elevator. But I would ride the elevator.
And I'd meet you up there.
Exactly. And yeah, it would be like, oh, come on, elevator fucking move, like there's something terrible
building
happening.
the tension, yeah.
Right. But when you're just watching it, and like, I mean, Michael Fassbender is an incredibly good actor.
Yeah.
There's no way I can say anything about that. But at the same time, he's not really being overtly hysterical or anything. He's just kind of like bouncing in place, just sort of like, you can feel him saying, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Right.
But, it's not enough to bring any extra attention to the scene.
Right. It would have worked just as well if you saw him getting on the elevator and then, like, you saw the doors close. Immediate cut to him getting off the elevator.
Exactly.
And,
like rushing to the door.
Right.
Instead, we're watching a dude ride an elevator.
Yeah. And since this is, like, towards the end of the film, and we've seen these unnecessarily extended shots throughout the film, you expect it. I was like, oh great, we're gonna ride the elevator with him. I was like, is he on the 30th floor? Please don't be on the 30th floor, Fassbender.
I think he was pretty high up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it didn't help that you saw it coming. You're like, oh,
Right.
You know, it's not like the tension is like, oh my god, they're not going to cut. What a surprise! You know,
Right.
like that would have made it. Like, yeah, that's the thing. If maybe there was like maybe 2 instances of that sort of extended
Right.
shot in the,
Where
in the
it
movie,
counts.
yeah,
Where it counted.
it would have you know, rang a lot more, you know,
Right.
harder or whatever, you know.
Yeah, because this movie is only like an hour and 40 minutes long, and I swear to God, it felt like 2 hours, 2.5.
I wonder if there's like an edit where you can just cut all those scenes down. It would probably be
Right.
like a 35-minute movie, 45-minute.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. You know, I think like the minimal amount of time you can be to have a feature length movie is 70 minutes. I think.
Right.
So yeah, there probably is a 70.
It would have been
cut
under
out
that,
there.
yeah. Well, it probably would have been under that. Maybe that's why they
Really,
added.
yeah. Well, then you slow the credits really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because there's even a scene during the movie where he goes out on a date, and you see the entire date.
Oh my God, yeah.
The entire date.
Yeah. And like we went out to grab some food, and we were just kind of talking about the movie a little bit because neither of us have seen it. And I was kind of looking forward to seeing it, but at the same time, I was like, I know it's going to be the kind of movie that I'm not exactly in the mood for right now.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, there's probably just going to be a ton of uncomfortable silent scenes, and there were.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
Yeah. It's like, you know what it kind of reminded me of? Is like, if somebody, what's the dude's name that made Brown Bunny?
Vincent Gallo.
Yeah, if he would have made American Psycho.
Right.
Like, that's what this kind of reminds me of. Like,
A little bit, yeah.
it like has that sort of American Psycho kind of feel to it a little.
Yeah, it kind of does, actually.
Yeah.
I did actually think that a little bit during one of the sex scenes.
Yeah.
Mostly, and just that that movie got that right. The orgy scene.
Oh, yeah.
And that it was very quickly cut and,
Right.
served its purpose in the end.
And had some Huey Lewis blasted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Never hurts
And
things.
some coat hangers.
Yeah. Yeah, just a well acted on, at least on Fassbender's part.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
I think Carey Mulligan was very good as well.
Mhm.
I just didn't like her singing if she was indeed singing.
I thought she was okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I didn't think she was great, but
yeah, I don't know. I think it's the role. I mean, there was just not a lot for her to be doing.
right.
Because, Fassbender, we follow through most of the movie. We're in his, head. We see his point of view for everything.
He's pretty much in every scene.
Yeah, and with her, like we're only seeing her like for snippets at a time, so there's not really a ton for her to do, and we don't really know who she is. There's like hints here and there, but nothing really solid. At least not till the end,
Right.
And by that point, I stopped giving a damn. So I think she was really good in what limited capacity she had to be.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And, man, Fassbender was amazing, though.
Yeah.
Like, he really, got across the frustration and, just awkwardness of all those situations. Like, because, he's a sex addict in every, aspect of his life, basically.
Yeah.
Not just, actually having sex, but he's got all this porn. Like, he's looking at porn at work.
Right.
He's just, everywhere. Like, it's on his laptop. It's,
Right. And he hates it. Yeah, he's very self-loathing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only connection that I felt was with him was the loathing part.
Yeah. When he got all his porn together and put it in a trash bag and then threw food on top of it.
Oh, you mean the action scene?
Yeah, the action scene in the movie. The quick montage. I'm really surprised we didn't see him place every... Because, they did cut that,
Oh, yeah, it was very quick cuts.
They didn't show him, riding the elevator down to throw his trash out or anything. But,
have some sort of awkward conversation in the hallway while he's got bags of porn.
yeah, oh, I can take that down for you, Sonny. Oh, no thanks, Mrs. Othmonk. But I did relate because I remember a time when I got rid of all my porn and I put it all in a trash bag, and I think I put some like food on top of it so nobody would like open it up and like go through it.
But all right, I know you don't have one, but if you had a laptop, don't you think you would just clear out all the porn rather than just throw it away?
Well, that makes sense, but maybe he's not a computer genius, and like earlier on in the movie, he got sort of like chastised for having a bunch on his hard drive at work.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe he was like not sure, like
How to clear out his cookies and his cache.
Well,
Yeah.
disappointing.
Very disappointing. Very dull.
Yeah.
I am so glad that you feel the same way.
Oh yeah.
I was so worried that you loved this movie so much.
I liked parts of it a lot. I liked the idea of the story. It was just not executed very well, and like those extended shots. Like I said, maybe one or two. Like the jogging scene where he's like really frustrated and he goes out jogging.
Right.
That was one of the first ones I noticed, at least, other than the opening credits.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like you really feel like he's escaping, he's calming down, he's getting out of there. That was neat that they put that really long shot in this movie. Now on to the regular style film, But no, it was just too much.
Right.
Too much.
Well, even one of the opening scenes is him riding the subway, which we see him do like 7 times throughout the movie. Just, I think, like for the actual length of whatever trip through New York he's actually taking. But at least the first one, like we see him on the subway, we see him ogling this girl sitting across from him, and then they like intercut like other scenes, like earlier in the day, whatever he did, and then they kind of broke it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe that would have been a better way to take some of those scenes.
Right. Well, but then, maybe the whole point of them would have been lost because they really want you to, like, there's that anticipation of, when's it going to cut? When's it going to cut?
Right.
And, like, maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know.
But I think when you're watching a movie and you are actually thinking to yourself, when is it going to cut?
Yeah.
That is not the proper way to be making a movie.
It's taking you out of it.
Exactly, yeah.
Like maybe if you're not quite conscious of what you're thinking, like you're just like on edge and you're like, and you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one thing, but when you're consciously, dissecting why you're uncomfortable and like, oh, the guy that made this movie hasn't cut yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a problem.
You shouldn't be noticing that type of thing in a movie, in a properly made movie. And, it goes the other way too, like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Any Given Sunday, the Oliver Stone football movie. I watched that movie and I realized at one point that every 3 seconds there was a cut.
Ooh. That sounds jarring.
Yeah, it was very jarring. And it would be like, a scene of like people walking down a hallway just having a conversation. Something that shouldn't be cut that much.
Right.
Every 3 seconds, boom. Like,
sounds like Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, it was just jarring, and that's not the kind of thing people should be thinking about while you're watching it.
Is that for the entire film?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, because I started counting.
Right. That may have taken you out of the film a little bit.
A little bit, The thing that I noticed in this movie, which is something that, you're just not supposed to notice. Everything was generic. Like all the music was like classical music or standards. And like the one scene where Fassbender is watching TV, it's like an old cartoon, so public domain.
Right.
So it's like, oh, they got all this because it was royalty free.
Oh wow, I didn't notice that, but now that you point it out, yeah.
And honestly, during the scene where he was watching the cartoon, I was paying attention only to the cartoon.
You're like, oh, is that dog gonna smash that cat? You're like, let's just watch the cartoon.
I really just wanted to see the cartoon. Because at that point, I could give a shit less about the relationship between Fassbender and Mulligan. And also, everything was so telegraphed.
Oh, yeah, it really was kind of heavy, yeah. Like, and there was nothing, like... Yeah, like, there was just no small cuts. Like even when... I don't know, spoiler. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a scene with the sister where Fassbender notices something,
Right.
with his sister, and like you'd think it would be like a quick little cut to like subtly let you know, like, oh, here's something he noticed,
Right.
but it just like the camera just lingers and lingers, and it's just, I don't, and I don't even think that's necessarily just like a stylistic choice that we're not a fan of. It's just when you do it that much,
Right.
it's just not well made,
Right. And there was another thing that I had a problem with, and I don't think that is so much the problem with the director or the just the way the movie was made. But the problem that I was having was that every scene that Fassbender and Carey Mulligan had together, they had a lot of chemistry, but it was not a brotherly, sisterly kind of chemistry.
right?
And that added like this edge of creepiness
Yeah.
that probably should not have been there.
Yeah, there's two scenes in particular that like the first one where they first meet, I didn't
Right.
realize that they were brother and sister for a second,
Right.
and then the one later, I thought something horrible was going to happen.
Yep. Then there were still actually a couple of other scenes where I thought something horrible might happen.
But at least his pants were up.
Right, exactly. But yeah, they those two would probably be really good in a movie where they played lovers.
Yeah, like spatting, quarreling.
Yeah, but
quarreling.
not brother and sister.
No.
It's like when I saw the Fantastic Four movie, I thought that Chris Evans and Jessica Alba actually worked well together, not as brother and sister though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like they make a good on-screen romance.
Yeah. Even though she's terrible and everything. Jessica Alba, that is.
Yeah.
Dead eyes.
Hey, some people like that.
At least she's not working now.
Oh, really? She done?
I don't know. Who cares? Worst thing about Machete.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's not in the sequel.
Or the cartoon? Are they doing a cartoon? No, they're doing a Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite's cartoon. Yeah.
Okay.
But the Machete sequel has started shooting.
Nice.
Charlie Sheen playing the president.
Oh, that's cool. That's got to be cool.
Oh yeah. So shame on shame.
Yeah, shame on you, Steve McQueen, and for stealing Steve McQueen's name on top of that. I guess it wasn't entirely his fault.
No, yeah, it's his parents' fault.
He could go by S. Donald McQueen if he
Sure,
really,
yeah. I mean, like the guy who directed Moon, is David Bowie's son. He just went with his legal birth name rather than riding the coattails of his dad.
Yeah.
This guy is riding the coattails of a dead guy he's not related to, and people are going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
Because people out there did like Bullet. I mean, not us.
Yeah.
But
Somebody
out there.
Yeah, if I had to choose, I would watch Bullet before
yeah.
I'd watch Shame, yeah.
All 20 minutes of the fact scene was better than anything that happened in this movie.
At least there was only one of those in that movie.
Yeah. And there was a result at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there are no results in this movie.
No.
Just the long scenes leading to nothing. Even the 2 or 3 things that actually happen, just took forever to get to, and by that point you just didn't care.
Right, exactly. Just too little, too late.
Yep. So, yeah, not recommended.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Go watch X-Men First Class, because Fassbender is a fantastic Magneto.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So hopefully there's a sequel to that soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And, I guess, he's in Prometheus. That's all I know about it.
Yeah.
He's in movies. Go see them, not this one.
Yeah, well, this one's better left as a missed classic.
Yeah. Another thing that kind of distracted me throughout the whole movie is that this was NC-17, which I think is the first official NC-17 movie we've ever watched for the show.
Oh, is it really? I didn't realize it was.
And most of the way through the movie I was thinking, well, other than Fassbender's dick, which, they pretty much got out of the way in, like, the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Right.
I couldn't figure out why this was an NC-17 movie. It kind of earned it towards the end a little.
There's a lot of boobs and...
There's a lot of boobs, but, so does Airplane.
and there was, like...
That was PG.
There was... Right. There's one or two scenes where I'm on the fence as to whether...
it was pornographic?
Yeah. Yeah, whether Fassbender was actually penetrating one of those ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw those dimples on his ass and everything. I mean, it was... Right. And he definitely, like, was, yeah.
He was into it.
He was into it, yeah. I mean, like, he was face first in, one of those ladies.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't be surprised, though. I mean, like, if...
I mean, that probably... Like I said, I think it earned it by the end of the movie,
right.
But, like, the most of it, I was just like, why is this NC-17? It's like, this is a hard R at best.
Right.
Like, cut out Fassbender's dick, and you almost have PG-13.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get a pretty big pair of scissors, though.
Oh, yeah.
To cut that shit out. Wow.
Like pruning shears.
Yeah. 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 Talk about extended scenes. Hello. He's got a big cock, is what we're saying.
Yes, it does. And it is on showcase.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Huh? Can you imagine seeing that in the theater, like an IMAX?
Well, I did see The Watchmen on the big screen, so the same.
I mean, if I was Fassbender, I'd probably take my friends to see the IMAX version of this when it came out.
3D.
Yeah. Why not? You gotta go all out.
All right, you want to take a break?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy.
We're here.
We are here indeed.
Ah.
And that was our impression of shame.
No, I didn't know we were going to do that, or we would have slowed it down another 20 knots.
So how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You up to anything interesting? You doing anything interesting? I think since the last time we talked, you've started a new job.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, I'm officially, I haven't got my first paycheck yet, but, or my name tag, but they're in the works.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have to wear a uniform or anything?
I do have to wear pants, because, like, I've got some tattoos on my arms, but they're for the most part pretty small.
Right.
But I got a large one on my leg, and they said to just cover that one up.
Yeah. But it's art. You work at an art place.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like half the people there. I mean, there's other guys like clients that have tattoos that show up, and then I don't think my job is something that would require me to cover tattoos.
Right.
But, you know, whatever.
Hey, you've now entered the workforce. You got to do what they say.
That's right.
Yeah.
Working for the man.
Yeah, you're now getting a physical, actual paycheck.
That's right.
Which is what, your second one ever?
You know, I'm actually not getting one. I was so excited. Like whenever I filled out the paperwork, there was something that said, you know, if you want direct deposit, fill out this information. And I was like, no, I want a paycheck.
Right.
So I had to just skip that page. And then I turned all the paperwork in. And then, the next time I was there, they're like, oh, by the way, you didn't fill out the direct deposit page. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I just was going to just get the paychecks. They're like, oh, no, we don't actually issue paychecks. So if you want paid, you have to do the direct deposit thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, drat.
That is pretty much the way everything is going. Everything's going paperless.
Yeah.
At my job, I think for the first year and a half, maybe even longer, I was getting a physical paycheck, but they didn't actually do physical paychecks, because everybody else did direct deposit, so they had to mail one to me.
Just you?
Just
you?
to me.
Wow.
So I would get it. I would get paid 4 days later than everybody else. And then I finally got my finances in order, and then was able to start getting direct deposits without having it immediately sucked away from me.
Right.
So then I switched to that, and then they stopped issuing, because they would give you paper stubs, just so you could have it for your records. They stopped doing that, so it's all digital now.
Wow. It's all going digital. It's all ball bearings these days.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I really dig it.
That's good.
So yeah, that's new and exciting. Other than that, I went to ComFest today.
What the hell is that?
Community Fest in Columbus.
Oh, sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
It
sounds like a bunch of hippy-dippy bullshit.
It is at that. It's like one of these festivals that's, it's like a street fest that's in a park, and there's no...
Why is it a street fest if it's in a park? It should be a park fest.
Well, see, they don't... Well, there's streets that go throughout the park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But,
Are there any vendors on the street?
Ooh, yeah,
Okay.
there are. Yeah, there are.
Then fine.
Yeah.
I retract my argument.
You can't argue with hippie logic. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, there's no sponsorship, so it's not like, it's not like, Chase Bank presents ComFest or something. I mean, it's just anybody that wants to pitch in and be a part of it can. And so, there's no.
Do you go to a lot of corporate sponsored festivals?
No, I don't go to those corporate sponsored.
Because I don't think they exist. I think you just made that bullshit up.
No, I'm sure even Bonnaroo and all that stuff has
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Popcorn Festival and Italian Festival.
Well, no, not that. I mean, they have
those are festivals to me.
Well, this one has
the thing that's at the church this weekend that's near my house.
The bingo and water slide thing.
It's not Pepsi presents that thing. That's that church.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that have touring bands.
Oh
and
yeah,
whatnot.
fuck those. I don't care about those. We're not talking about those.
Well, no, this one had touring bands.
I don't give a shit.
Well, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing, but this one's all
Okay,
hippish.
what band would I recognize?
Oh man, I see. I don't recognize any of them.
See, there you go.
'Cause,
not a real thing.
I'm not down with all the down with the sickness or whatever you could say. But there was a bunch of music, and some of it was pretty good. But then there was this.
All those other festivals I was talking about have music too.
Well, this one had
Usually
a guy.
people with accordions.
You're talking about a Weird Al concert.
No. No, I'm not.
This one had an old hippie who spoke
Of course.
at the at Woodstock '94, and he happened to mention that while he was behind the microphone.
Of course he would.
But he was interesting, and he kind of spouted off his leftist politics for a minute, and then some other band came on.
It sounds awful so far.
Well, don't forget that it was also like upwards of 90 degrees today.
Sounds even more awful.
No, it was okay.
Was there any gelato?
I did see ice cream tents.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're leaning back towards my direction now.
Yeah. But I didn't. The
Was
only
it hippie ice cream?
it probably was. It was like patchouli flavored soft serve. Yeah. It's not really my bag. I will say that, but my girlfriend loves it, so I go there with her, and I enjoy it because of her company.
So you're pussy whipped.
I am pussy whipped. No, but the main reason for single dudes to go is it's completely fine for ladies to go topless. In fact, they do boob paintings there. They paint your boobs.
Can I just say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a single dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like ladies.
Oh yeah.
I like boobs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see them in public.
Really? No, not in public.
Yeah. I don't want to see anybody's body parts in public.
Really?
Yeah.
Nope, not even the boobs.
Not even the boobs.
Wow.
Yeah. Some cleavage is nice. I like a
No.
little mystery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of these have paint over the areola.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
That's it's still too revealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will agree with you today because last year I think we saw a bunch of topless hippie ladies. This year we saw 3.
Also, I don't want to say any hippie name.
Well, sometimes it's easy on the eyes. Today, not so much. Yeah. It was like, it was kind of like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, because the first one I was like, well, that one's way too old, and then the next one looked like she had to be 13, 14. Awkward.
Yeah.
Just terrible. And then the third one was
Almost
just
as awkward as Michael Fassbender almost raping Carrie Mulligan.
yeah, it was in that category. And then the other one was just some kind of weird lady who we couldn't tell if she had actually had boob painting done or if she had marijuana leaves tattooed on her breasts. It was
Probably the latter. Yeah.
Well, she was with a dude that looked like he just got out of an Eminem impersonation contest. And I was like, ooh, this is uncomfortable. But we did meet up with Kathleen's cousin and her husband, and they're cool. We went to their wedding a couple years ago, and I actually...
You guys couldn't just meet at a restaurant somewhere?
I would have probably preferred that.
Maybe go to COSI.
Ooh,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's some museums in Columbus,
We
right?
actually, about a year ago, we did all 4 meet in a museum.
There you go.
That was much more pleasant.
It's inside, I'm sure. Air conditioning. No hippies.
Yeah, the hippies don't go in the museums. They like the art, but they like it in the streets.
Yeah, well, because they're terrible, terrible people.
I am 1/8 hippie.
I know.
On my mother's side.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I am totally discriminating against you, too.
Okay. You mean Bono and the Edge?
Yep.
You don't like them?
Yeah.
No, it was okay. It was a 2 out of 10
Yeah.
as far as the experience, but like I said...
Have your cousins come down here to meet you. Why do you have to go up there all the time?
They made plans for sometime in the next few months we'll come down here and come down to
There you
Dayton.
go.
And I was like, that sounds much better.
There you go. There's a museum here.
Mm-hmm.
There's restaurants. Maybe tell them to meet you in the fall and do something outdoorsy when it get 60, 70 degrees out.
Well, Kathleen is much like me and you. She doesn't really like the hot weather.
Yeah, because it's awful.
Yeah. But at the same time...
People die in hot weather.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. But she said this is the one time a year she endures it, so I'll do it with her. I mean, it's not like we do it multiple times a year.
Right.
It's just the one time.
Right.
So,
Well, then, if I were you, I would start a petition,
mhm.
start a campaign. Okay, either start a petition / campaign, begging the organizers of this bullshit hippie fest to move it to a more, temperate time of year.
Yeah,
Or,
like March.
like March, why don't you start your own here in Dayton?
Ooh.
In March or September,
Yeah.
maybe early October.
Even early April's fine.
Yeah. And, put on your own hippie bullshit fest.
Wow, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's, I'm sure, some park in Dayton that doesn't have meth heads living in it.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for like one weekend we can like lure them out,
Right.
throw a bunch of syringes into the Miami River or something.
Right, yeah. But, if you promise not to do it in Yellow Springs, even I would go.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if there's topless women?
Yeah.
Wow.
As long as I don't have to go to Yellow Springs.
Okay.
We're all good.
Wow, you would attend a slightly hippie-ish event?
Yeah. As long as it's not in Hippie Town.
Okay.
As long as there's a home base
Oh.
clearly established within the urban area of Dayton.
You actually may have appreciated this. There was
Probably not.
I don't know if it was, I forget what booth it was, like Kathleen said the
Dunkin'
name of
booth?
it. No.
Was it the booth where you get to, throw darts at balloons?
No.
I like that game.
They didn't have one of those.
Did you win yourself, like, a little NXS mirror thing, like a pocket mirror?
Oh, well, that'd be awesome. With, like, the Suicide Blonde
Yeah.
chick on it or something. Nah, I wish. Man, that would have been awesome. I did use a porta potty trough,
Ooh.
and there was a dude in there, like, because you walk...
it?
Well, in the same little
Okay.
room. And you walk in, and there's just, like, this little trough, and there's this dude in there peeing,
Right.
and he had a broken arm and a sling, and he had a beer in his other hand. Like a plastic cup, not like a bottle or anything.
Right, yeah.
And I started, urinating next to this gentleman, and he was like, "Man, it's too bad everything's slanted in here." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I just want a place to sip my beer while I pee." And I was like, "Well, good luck."
Yeah. I mean, okay. I've never had, like, a broken arm that needed to be in a sling.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've had a broken wrist. Can't he still hold the cup in that? I mean, his hand is now in a perfect kung fu grip.
Right.
And in fact, the fact that it's in a sling, it should actually make it easier.
To hold it, because,
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Well, yeah, he didn't seem to be making those kind of connections. Like, first of all, I wouldn't bring
A beer
a
into
beer into
a
a
porta potty.
a place where you're pissing in a trough with other gentlemen.
Right.
I don't want an open container in my hand.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that there was that.
Right.
But no, the booth that you would have probably liked was some sort of, like, they had a box of dollar comics,
Okay.
and there was a dude dressed like Superman, and there was
Against this.
well, there was a really busty lady dressed like Wonder Woman.
Still against it.
You're against that?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
A busty Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I do not like cosplay.
Oh. Well, she was selling stuff. She wasn't just
No,
there.
I don't care.
Okay.
Anybody dressed up as a comic book character needs to go throw themselves into traffic.
I'm dressed up like the main star of Veggie Saturn right now.
Exactly.
Oh. But, yeah, we didn't buy anything.
Should have looked. Maybe you would have found a gem in there.
No, I mean, it was like, no.
Come on. Rob Liefeld comics? There
I
had to be Rob Liefeld comics in there, right?
probably none that I need. I've got a very short list. Oh, I didn't tell you. This is exciting. We were digging through, like, boxes at Mavericks, and we found this little white box that, maybe contained, like, 500 Marvel cards from the 90s.
Okay.
And I was flipping through it to see what was in there, and there was, like, this small stash of Youngblood trading cards, like the ones that I've got.
Yeah.
But amongst...
Hold on. How many have you opened?
I've only opened 3 of the 10 packs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've had 3 bad days.
I've had 3 bad days, yeah.
Did they
Well,
make-
no, I opened. I said I'm going to open one the day I get it.
Okay,
and I
so
was
2
super
bad days.
2 bad days.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
How bad were those days?
One of them was just I was super stressed out and like not getting things done that I wanted to get done.
Right.
And the other one I was just kind of bummed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So nothing terrible.
And did it make you feel better to open those?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think anything has made me cheer up as quickly in the last several months as opening up a pack of Youngblood cards. I honestly don't.
Nice.
It's. I mean, because there's something about opening a pack of cards that's
Right.
exciting anyway.
Right.
And then, like, on top of that, it's like all this light-filled art and like these little quotes that are amazing on each one. Like the quotes are as good as the art, which is hard to believe. But
So anyway.
But yeah, that box at Maverick, so I was flipping through, and there's those little stack of Youngblood cards, and I flipped through them, and I was like, these all look familiar, because, I mean, there's only, like, a pack's worth, you know?
Right.
It's like, I think I got all these already. But amongst them was a, what's the archer's name? I started calling him
Shaft?
Shaft, yeah. There was a Prism card of Shaft.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't got one of the Prism cards yet out of the packs I opened.
So did you take it?
I bought it for $1. We looked them up on eBay, and people are asking 99 cents for them plus shipping, and they're not selling.
Right.
So we figured, like, well, I'll pay $1 for
Right,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
With the shipping would probably be like $6.
Yeah, I think it was $2.99 or $3.99. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's too much.
yeah,
Well, that's awesome.
I was
Okay.
pretty stoked. Yeah, I was very stoked. So I put it in like a hard card protector, like the
Right.
kind we put our like Hank Aaron cards in, and took it home. So yeah, that's probably been my week.
Sweet.
Anything fun going on with you?
Not really. Like I said earlier, my air conditioner crapped out on me. Every time I told someone, it was like, well, did you clean the air filter? And I just wanted to punch those people. Because of course I fucking cleaned the air filter.
Right.
It's the first thing I did. Yeah.
Well, they're just trying to help.
Yeah. But, I thought maybe, you could take it apart and clean it, and I thought, I would try to do that. But I knew that I probably couldn't have done it by myself. So, I talked to my landlord, and, I was trying to see if he would at least, just help me take it apart, and then I would clean it and put it back together.
Right.
So he's like, so it's not working. I'm like, nope. He was like, well, guess gotta get a new one. I was like, well, yeah, I could try to take it apart to clean it. And he was like, nope, just get a new one. I was like, alright. He's like, but can't do it until next week sometime because, don't have anybody coming in until Monday. I was like, well, it was 90 degrees something today, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to just sit around here. I don't think we would have been able to do the show.
Right.
Because as boring and as slow and awful as that movie was, could you imagine if it was 95 degrees inside of you?
Yeah. Wow, we would have been napping.
Yeah.
We would have fell asleep before Fassbender got out of bed.
Yeah. So I was like, is there anything I can do to, speed this process up? And, he's like, well, not really, unless you want to put it up yourself. And I was like, I can do that. I mean, I can't afford to buy one myself, but, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give you a blank check, and, as long as you put it up yourself, I can't help you. I was like, all right.
Nice.
So I went out Saturday and got me an air conditioner, and I had our good friend Joe G help me put it in. I mostly just needed someone to
stand outside.
Yeah. So yeah, he came and just helped me keep it steady, and it was all good.
That's awesome. So when he gave you a blank check, did he give you a maximum?
No, I did some research, the night before, just doing some price checks of the size and the power that I would need to cool the apartments, and I told him the price that I'd found for the one that I was aiming for, and he wasn't thrilled with the price of it, but he still gave me the check anyway.
Wow, that's awesome.
But then when I actually went to the store to pick it up, they didn't have the one I was looking for, so I had to go the next one down, which was cheaper than what I had told him. So
you bought a couple of CDs and just
no,
some Jelly Bellies.
No, Jelly Bellies.
Oh yeah,
no.
Oh, you don't like the Jelly Bellies?
No, I do not. At work, somebody somehow brought in a giant giant fucking bag of Jelly Bellies, and everybody's been like, gnawing on them all weekend,
Right.
or all week at work, and I'm trying to live a little bit healthier than I usually do, so I avoided them completely.
Awesome.
But then like Friday, I was just like, what the fuck? I can have like 3 or 4 of these things,
Right.
Every single one of them just tasted like ass. Just pure fucking ass.
Well, they have some that are specifically designed to taste like snot and burnt rubber and stuff.
Yeah, well, I must have gotten all of those then.
There's like the Harry Potter ones or something.
Yeah, but, so, yeah, fuck a Jelly Belly.
Well, that's cool. Though. Is your landlord sort of like your maintenance man / landlord?
Well, I mean, he owns the building and he has a business, downstairs. They make, they make and program, cash registers for businesses.
Right.
And they also do, like, some security work, security cameras and surveillance systems. So he has, like, a crew of, like, 5 guys that work there. And so basically, and, like, there's, like, one guy in particular who's just sort of like, hey, this thing is broken up in one of the apartments, go fix it.
Right.
And, like, he goes and fixes it.
And there's only a couple apartments, so it's not like...
Yeah,
so he knows everybody really well around here.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And if anything, he's just the guy that calls somebody to be hired to fix something if, none of them can do it, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you got it, because it feels great in here.
Yeah. I'd spent Thursday at my mom's like all night because she had to work in air conditioner and I didn't. But then I came back here to go to bed and it was just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't sleep. And I wound up sleeping on the couch Thursday night just because it was like maybe 5 degrees cooler in there than it was in my room.
With a window open.
Right.
Yeah.
And like the fan's all directly on me. And then Friday night, I slept out in the living room. I started out on the floor. Like, I put my comforter on the floor and, like, got my pillows out. And that was super uncomfortable, so I eventually moved to the couch because it was slightly more comfortable.
Right.
But then, like, the sun comes in directly in that window, at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, again, had a couple rough nights of sleep.
I'm glad you're back on the horse.
Me too.
On the horse?
Because I sleep on a horse.
Yeah.
My bedroom is actually a stable. I know you've never been back there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard a lot of neighing back there. I just thought you had a horse pouring on loop on your laptop.
Nope, those are actual horses.
Wow.
I'm able to filter them out of this show so, the listener doesn't hear them.
Right.
I mean, but you can hear them now. They are
clearly
whinnying up a storm.
Wow, you're so equestrian.
Yeah. Well, Patches, I think he just wants to go out for a run.
Oh.
Yeah.
In this heat?
Yeah, I know. That's, keep trying to tell him.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then, the only other exciting thing was we got to go over to Joe Grindelwald's house.
Yeah, we did.
That was awesome.
We did drawing night over there.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Draw night field trip.
Yeah, is it the first one ever?
I guess technically.
Yeah, other than like when you used to go to my place.
Right, and then occasionally when I house sit for my parents, you come over for that, but that's still technically kind of a place that one of us lives.
And Joe's got a neat little house.
He does have a neat little house.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. We watched some terrible Superman cartoons.
Yeah. And some moderately terrible Spider-Man cartoons.
Yeah. I think those are still more enjoyable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's so much more you can do with Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it was weird because it was a Superman cartoon from the 80s, and I'd never seen one before. And I was just shocked at how I'd never seen one. Just amazed.
And shocked at some of the names involved with the cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Jim Woodring was a designer on that cartoon.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It was awesome.
And Marv Wolfman wrote some of the backup skits.
And Gil Kane did storyboards and was a production director or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's cool because you look at that and it's clearly not good.
Right.
But to see those names involved, it's kind of exciting to think wow, they did that crap and then they went on to do something great.
Right.
That's awesome.
Or they came from something great.
Yeah,
and did that crap.
Gil Kane.
Yeah. Marv
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Yeah.
Because at that point, that was post Teen Titans.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, wow.
Oh, well. Yeah, you got to make a living.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm ready to call this quits.
Yeah. I gotta go home and make my lunch for tomorrow. Because this place has, in addition to direct deposit, they also have
A refrigerator?
a break room with a refrigerator,
Wow.
a stove, a sink, and a microwave.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Nice.
So I'm packing my lunch now.
Sweet. That's awesome. Well, I'm gonna probably stay up a few more hours and work on some arting work.
Nice.
And, go to bed and not make a lunch because I don't have food in my refrigerator.
Right.
Which is why I'm probably always poor.
Oh,
So anyway, I'll pick a comic book.
I like comics.
We'll read it, unless you veto it.
Nope. You know me, my finger's always on that veto trigger.
I know. I know how sometimes you jokingly will just say veto and not really mean it. After I pick something, but hopefully you won't do that this time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we'll read this comic for the next episode. It is called American Barbarian by Tom Scioli. Scioli?
Okay.
Scioli?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Godland guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is that one of them there Image Comics?
It is not.
Oh.
It is published by Ad House Press.
Oh, okay. I've heard of them.
Yeah.
They do a lot of indie stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
This is probably very different from all of the other stuff that they publish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing about some of those publishers.
Oh, yeah.
Image included.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know
Awesome.
You are anti-image, but whatever.
What? I think they're possibly my favorite publisher right now of
It
comics,
should be.
which is crazy.
They're definitely the most diverse.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Like I think I like the stuff that I love. Like like my top books are usually from either Fantagraphics, Top Shelf, or Drawn and Quarterly.
Right.
But I will say Image is still I think they are the best company as far as diversity and
Right.
of good stuff in many genres.
And also, doing that and being like one of the top publishers in the industry.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Those guys got their shit together.
Yeah. But this isn't one of those things.
Oh.
But Tom Scioli has done work for Image in the past, so I can see why you would think that. All right, so that's the book.
Sweet.
We'll read it next week.
Let's read it up.
All right. American Barbarian. I'm done.
Yay! Good night.
You can subscribe to Gutter Trash at iTunes or directly at guttertrash.net. If you go to iTunes, please leave us a review. You can email us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. For more info, you can find us on Facebook, or you can go to seanborn.net or buyerbeware.guttertrash.net. Listen to our sister podcast, League Night, at league.guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening. Until next time.